Today we're going to be building a completely custom dash for the Factory 5 GTM. Now we're going to be using 3 different Autometer size gauges. We have speedometer, we have RPM, we have fuel, oil pressure, and water temperature. All these need to be installed on the carbon fiber dash, or the dash plate that was provided for us. And to do this, we're going to have to be using some hole saws to cut the right size holes. In the instruction manual it says either use hole saws or it says use a jigsaw. I have both. I'm going to see how the hole saw works first. I ended up buying 3 of the right size hole saws to do these gauges. Let's go ahead and get these gauges installed into this carbon fiber piece, and then we're going to end up wiring them up and do a nice wiring job on the back of it. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do here is I'm going to cover this all in tape for the areas that we're going to be cutting. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this entire surface. I'm going to be using this surface to mark up exactly where the gauges are going to go. So I know that I can intrude on 1/2 inch on the outside here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a mark 1/2 inch around the entire outside. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start marking up for the gauges. The Autometer gauges that I have come in 2 different pieces. You're going to have the gauge portion itself, then you're going to have this black backer plate. How it works is this plate actually will screw in and it'll sandwich the front of the gauge against the carbon fiber, and the back will push on the back of the carbon fiber. So we're going to use this as the reference of where that hole size and what that hole size needs to be, and we're going to use this to lay them out. Now we need to plan a little bit of extra room for the gauge bezel, but overall I don't see any issues here. Now I've laid these out, I'm going to mark up kind of where I want them to be. I start over here in the back. So I'm actually going to mark the outside, mainly because I'm going to be working on finding the location of the center, so it really shouldn't matter. Okay, now for each one of these I just need to figure out exactly where the center is going to be, and then from that center I can go ahead and put a pilot hole in. So it'd be a lot easier if you have a compass, but I do not. Okay, we have all our holes marked. So I spent some time sleeping on trying to figure out what the dash layout that I want is, and I actually changed my mind. So before, if you remember, we had kind of the RPM down low, we had the miles per hour centered. I actually changed it, so I moved one of the 2-inch gauges, I think it was over here, up to the center, and then put both the RPM and the miles per hour on a center line. This will probably make it easier to see. I mean, my main goal is to have the RPM, like if you're racing, you want to be able to see what the RPM is, so having that directly in the center is kind of what I'm going for. Same thing for the miles per hour. I've seen some designs where it had it all the way over to the left, all the way over to the right. I tried it out, it really wasn't for me. So this is what I'm gonna go ahead and drill out. Now carbon fiber is bad for you to cut to get in the air. It's just like fiberglass. You don't want the strands getting into your lungs and your hands. So I got some gloves, I got a respirator, and I'm gonna put on some safety glasses while I'm drilling this out. Now you can see the finished product here. So I have each one of the gauges in the location where I want them. I want oil up in the center, speed, RPM, water, fuel. Now with this, you can see I actually nicked it here and here with a larger saw, they're not covered up as kind of I was hoping. So I'm gonna have to make some repairs to this using some epoxy, and I should be able to get it so that it's not noticeable. Now, the one thing that I would recommend so that this doesn't happen is don't put any pressure at all on this while you're drilling through it. If you do, it's gonna catch at some point and cause some damage. So if you're going ahead to do this yourself, make sure you don't use any pressure. Now, looking at the back of the panel, let's take a look. You can see a lot of the light coming through, so you can see there's some spots where the carbon fiber kind of isn't fully laid on top. So I'm gonna go ahead, and while I'm repairing that, I'm just gonna make sure everything is cleaned up and do any other repairs that I might have to do. So I'm gonna have to get this thing all fit in. But we're gonna do that, but before I do that, while I'm waiting for the epoxy, I'm gonna end up wiring everything up, and we're gonna be testing it out to make sure everything's working, lights are on. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wire this up. We ended up using some of these terminal blocks to mount here for the different locations of power coming in. I want this to kind of be a self-contained unit for the car. Now, to do this, to make it self-contained, I'm gonna have to use these and place some locations here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this 4 block here for positive and negative 12 volts and grounds. And then this is gonna be for the signal wires. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start soldering some of these together and getting everything set up so that we can install it. So now we're gonna see if we can power it up. I got a 12 volt supply up here and see the lights come on. So far, all those wires work. This one has to be wired up differently. I'm gonna go ahead and wire that one up and then we'll power it up. All right, so the lighting's all wired up, but you can tell one of these things is not like the other. I have red covers on everything except for this one here. I was thinking we could get away with using a red, but I guess we're gonna get away with just using them all on white. So back to the white we go and we'll see what that looks like. All right, so when we turn this to parking lights, those turn on. Now we need to run the sensor wires from the front of the car, from the dash, to each one of the different sensors on the engine. So we're gonna run the wires through the center of the chassis of the car, then we're gonna run them back here. We need to actually lift up the intake manifold to put the right oil pressure sensor in there. So that's an extra step that we need to take, but it shouldn't take that long to do. So let's go ahead and do it. Now we need to run the ignition wire from the switch to give power to the gauges, 12 volts from the back of the car to the front of the car. The way that the infinity box is set up, there isn't actually 12 volts up there that we can tap into that's keyed, since it's just running off an open and close switch for the key itself. So we're gonna have to run a wire from the back infinity box all the way to the front to give a keyed ignition 12 volts up front. And that'll be there to power the gauges to say, hey, the gauges should be on now with the key. All right, now we're gonna see if we can build up some pressure. So let's turn the switch on. Okay, so lights should still work here. Yep, those turn on. turn the key on. And to turn the key on, should the gauges turned on. All right, now let's see if the oil pressure builds at all. So that's good news there, that we have oil pressure building up when we're pumping the engine over. So that's awesome. The gauges are working now. It looks like everything has power, which is great. The oil pressure is starting to build up when we crank the car. So that's working. Can't check the water temperature sensor yet because we don't have water in it. Don't have the fuel sending unit in it. And I just ran the wire for the tach, so that should be getting ironed out this week too. So we're making great progress. You know, there's only a few things left to do until we get to start the car. All we have to do is make sure that we get the fuel system ironed out, finish up the coolant system, which we're doing tomorrow, and then we should be close to starting the car finally. Thanks for tuning in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe the video. I'll see you next week on Smacky's Garage.